Alright, YouTube, this is a test of the YouTube broadcasting channel to see if my camera will cooperate for once. It's been a while since I had a full-length video out. I'll go through this as quick as I can, give you all some updates. One, wife, still pregnant, for those wondering. Due date is the end of March. Hoping that everything goes well, and every time I turn around I'm spending more money on baby stuff. I don't know why, but apparently babies require a lot of stuff. That's what my wife tells me, so I just go with it. But anyway, back to the hobby. Table is still pretty much as organized as it ever was. Paints, all that good stuff. The only real new stuff I've been getting into, I did pick up the Cadoran Bombardiers because they look cool. You may be asking yourself, what is all this stuff out here on the table that the camera doesn't want to focus on? Well, let me tell you. A friend of mine had another friend that was getting out of the hobby, and he picked up all his dwarf stuff. So I picked up all the dwarf stuff from him. I am now the proud owner of a lot of dwarves. I have units full of dwarves now, so you will probably be seeing dwarves on battle reports. Actually, let me see if I can get the camera to make this look pretty. Just a second. Alright, YouTube, welcome back to me having played with the camera a little bit. I picked up some dwarves. I now have 2 units of Forge Guard, 1 minimum, 1 maximum. The guy that had these before me, yes, I picked them up secondhand, and if you're in this hobby any length of time, you'll learn that secondhand minis are sometimes your best option for if you're gaming on a budget. The guy that did these minis did them in a blue type color scheme with some brown up here, obviously. I'm pretty pleased with what he did. There's a few bits and bobs on it that need to be picked out. Like right there, you can tell the backpack is still black, and his details need to be gotten out. But he's mostly painted. The base work is done. And in all honesty, I kind of like having that because I've got Blue Squad here, and then my own painting, which some of you have seen in the past, is the brown of the Mercs. Now, what I like about this is if I ever run a Mad Hammer tier list, I have 2 units of Forge Guard, but I've also got 2 units of Forge Guard that I'm not trying to keep separate who belongs to which unit, because one's blue and one's brown. I just think that's cool. I know it might be a little bit geeky, but, you know, hey, we're all here and we play with dwarves and pewter models. This guy I got pretty much done. There's a few details like right here on his backpack that I may try to pick out at some point in the future, but I'm happy with how he looks. And you know what? No matter what anybody tells you, if you're happy with how your models look, go for it. I mean, if you like painting your army completely and utterly pink, just because for whatever reason you like the color pink and it looks good to on the table to you, then by God, do it. Don't let anybody tell you you can't. At any rate, also picked up another unit of high shields, and this is also from the guy that had all this stuff, and he did a really good paint job on this. The detail on the standard that he did, the weathering and the coloring is pretty cool. I hope all this is showing up good enough for you guys so that you can see it. So I'm really pleased about that, and picked up some other stuff from the same guy. He had an Ogren Bocour, which is their bodyguard type unit with shield guard and that sort of stuff. And this guy, whose name I honestly don't know because I picked it up third hand, I guess. He did a really good job with his paints. I'm very pleased with what he did. I'm happy with the models. I see no reason to repaint these. Now, at some point, yes, the bases are going to have to be done, because if I ever go to any type of hardcore or, you know, higher level tournament, I want the bases to look good. And one thing I have been doing is a buddy of mine made a little template here. You just put the model down, and it marks your front arc so you know exactly what the 180 is. Now, some people might say that's a little OCD. Well, my buddy is a little OCD. What else do we have in here for y'all to look at? See, now this one, this is the, oh, what is this one called? Hang on. Hang on, and I will tell you, because I like to give information to my viewers. That is, that is the Gorton Basher, or Gortson Basher. That's what that one is. 5 minutes. I like the paint job he did on this, and I hope it shows up for y'all. I know the lighting's a little bad here in the room, but maybe that's a little bit better. Y'all let me know. I'm still working on the whole lighting issue. But at any rate, I like the color scheme he's got going on here, and there's a little bit of smudges. You can probably see them on the camera. You know, some detail work that may need to be cleaned up just a hair. But I like his color scheme. I mean, I think this is a good looking model, and since it's Mercs, you have the advantage of being able to say, look, it's a Merc model. They're all going to be painted 500 different colors because there is no uniformity among them, even though Rules are probably the only really professional standing army. A driller that this guy painted up in the blue color. And what I'm thinking is he had thought to marshal that to like the blue squad, because most of his dwarfs are blue over there. And then you've got this driller, also based with just, you know, just some rocks. But hey, and this may sound funny, but even if you just put rocks on the bases, sometimes it makes the model just come together a little bit better. This is a brown one. I'm assuming he was going to have this one marshaled, and he's even got it running. That is just nifty. So he did a little bit of conversion work there too. But he did a good job with this, so I'm very pleased with my purchase. The other stuff that has been going on, Blast from the Past there, you've seen this one before. I lost the initial video I had filmed for the elves, so here's just a brief update. This is the color look that I'm going with. That's a Gnarls green. The hair up there is actually the primer. I picked up some Army Painter, and I thought that was a darker color than it actually was, but it is green, so that when I go back over it in my other green, it's not that bad. But this is what we have here. I like the look of this elf so far. And I'm not a big fan of their really all white armor. That's why I went with that green. This is Ozian. And what I've done with him is, as opposed to using the stark white, I have gone with a Reaper paint. The bone that they have, the aged bone, and it's different colors of bone in that same series. Polished bone for the highlights, I believe. And, you know, just working on a few other things. Other than that, not a lot going on. Now, really cool news, in case y'all haven't heard, Privateer Press did put out a video saying they will be releasing a completely new faction. Convergence of something. Cyrus, maybe? Convergence of Cyrus. And it's going to be very Victorian steampunk looking from what I've seen of their video. It looks awesome. Also, they confirmed that there will be a colossal for the dwarves. So all you dwarf players that have been holding out, you know, I'll give something for y'all to look at here. All you dwarf players that have been holding out, they finally have committed to, yes, we're going to be putting out a colossal for the dwarf faction. Or I'm sorry, the Rhulic part of the mercenaries, since they aren't really a quote faction in and of themselves. So, everybody who says you can't compete if you don't have a colossal, dwarves are getting one. And they've confirmed a battle engine. A bunch of new stuff is going on with them. Really need to look into them. I think they're awesome. They've just got enough stuff going on right now that it's just amazing. And I really think there's a lot of good stuff coming out of Privateer that will allow the hobby to expand. And we all want to see this hobby expand, because we all like playing games, we all like playing against other people, and if you don't have anybody to play against, the game could be the best in the world, but you don't have anybody to play against. You know what I mean? You know, it's the end of the day, it's what it is. Oh God, this video is getting long. Other than that, not a whole lot going on. I wish everybody a happy new year. I hope you had a good holiday season. Merry Christmas, Hanukkah, what have you. And we will see y'all in the next video.